What is up, everybody? You are very, very welcome along to tonight's late night agenda. It was supposed to be Thursday, but you know what? I was in a good mood, so I said, let's jump on, have a chat with my favourite people in the world. We'll pretend my family don't exist, just for this stream, just for this hour and 15 minutes. It's just you and I and whatever it is in the world of football that you want to talk about. Will there be a little bit of Fredo action? I hear you ask. Yeah. Your boy doesn't let you down. There will be a little bit of Fredo action. Don't you worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Joanne straight in already with the first super sticker of the day on set. I love that one, Joanne. It makes me feel like I'm actually doing something spectacular here. I'm actually on a film set or something. So thank you for that wonderful super sticker. It always makes me smile when I see it. Hello to everybody else that's coming in to join us in the chat as well. Whether you are with us on Hot Mic, whether you are with us on YouTube, thank you so much for joining. And if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're on Hot Mic, thank you, firstly. Don't forget to share the stream. And if you're not on Hot Mic, shame on you. But we'll get to that later on. How are we? How's the world treating you right now, ladies and gentlemen? Are we a bit more at ease? Because I've got to be honest about it, I'm a little bit more at ease than I was. And we don't worry, we'll get to the Fredo stuff. I know that the people have tuned in and they want some Fredo action. Has your boy let you down? No. Just to prove that we'll get there. Do you know what I mean? Your boy hasn't let you down. I've got the Fredos. I'm ready. Don't worry about it. Not only have we got the Fredos, got the measuring tape, got everything we need to have some Fredo action later on. So don't worry about that. We'll get to that. Now, what do I need from you guys for this stream? Usually it's about me and what I have to say and stuff. I need you to come up with creative ways for me to eat one or two of these motherfucking Fredos later on, because I've got to be honest with you, I have struggled big time. Everything has ended up being sexual and nobody wants to see a bald, big, fat Irish man who shouldn't be eating chocolate, sexually eating chocolate. So we'll push that to one side and I'll let you guys decide on that one. But don't worry, I have a whole Fredo spiel ready to go later on. Just Lab said, back when Fredos were just 10p, we were reminiscing about those good old days as well. Rob Shepard, thank you for the super sticker, mate. Says yum. They will be, don't worry. Taran Sandu, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, my friend, newest member to the family as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last Anfield Agenda Hot Mic stream of the month. And as you know, we do Hot Mic month to month. And at the end of each month, Hot Mic tally up how many followers we have, yada yada. And then they send us a few quid for the followers that we do have. So, if you are enjoying the stream, or if you are a regular viewer of the channel and you haven't yet downloaded that Hot Mic app, please, please, please go to either the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Search for Hot Mic, H-O-T, new word, M-I-C. Download that app. When you open up the app, it'll ask you for an invite code. Use the one you see on the screen right there now. Anfield, all capital letters. Then give us a follow as well. Everything that you see on YouTube, the live chat function, all of that is available on Hot Mic as well. And when we get back to watching games, when we get back to where we all want to be, which is watching games together, all of our match commentary will be available on Hot Mic as well. And you'll be able to sync our commentary with your own fucking television. I shit you not. It is class. So, there you go. Make sure you download that Hot Mic app. We'll talk to the technical stuff another time, but for now, it is our last stream of the month on Hot Mic, so if you can do us that favour, download the app, put in the code on the screen, bang, let's get to talk about football. Right, so, I want to start off the stream on a bit of a sombre note. Former Liverpool, Manchester City, Brighton and Republic of Ireland forward Michael Robinson sadly passed away on Tuesday, and may he rest in peace. As well as having a fantastic football career, Michael was also a voice, a well-known, respected pundit in Spanish football as well. I sent a message to Graham Hunters just to let him know I was thinking of him as well during this, because I'm sure that their paths have crossed working together over the years, both obviously Spanish football correspondents. So may he rest in peace, Michael Robinson, as I said, former Republic of Ireland, Liverpool, Manchester City and Brighton footballer. So may he rest in peace. And it's a sombre way to start the stream, and unfortunately 2020 has cost us another good one, ladies and gentlemen. We've lost another good soul, but we'll try and move on, and we'll try and keep the laugh coming if we can for the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Craig's Fredo Army, said Mr. RTG. I like that. I fucking love that, actually. An army of Fredos. I mean, there you go. Craig's Fredo Army. Little Craig goes Fredo Army. Hit the like button, guys, said John Cable. Look, let's get to well. pretend I wasn't a moron for a second just there, right? Let's pretend like that shit didn't happen. Beauty of being live. We all want to know when football will be back and when football won't be back. So the Premier League and other leagues around Europe have been given until the date of May 25th to provide UEFA with plans to restart their seasons. UEFA have also asked associations like the Dutch FA to explain the circumstances for justifying such a premature termination of their leagues. UEFA will hold another conference call on May the 27th with its executive committee, and they'll decide whether the Champions League finals and the Europa League final can be completed in August. Now, this is interesting. The part that really caught my eye on this one was that UEFA had asked associations like the Dutch FA to explain the circumstances for justifying such a premature termination of their leagues. Now, thankfully, the Premier League haven't gone that way yet. La Liga hasn't gone that way yet that I've seen, and we hope to move towards a resumption of football to get the season finished. Now, what do you guys think about this from UEFA? I mean, it did seem a bit premature to me that the Dutch FA went and cancelled the league, but I believe it was on advice or under pressure from the Dutch government. From my understanding of things, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, I am a moron, so please remember that when you take into account everything that I have to say. I'm just reading and passing on information that I've read in articles and stuff like that. So what do you guys think about it? Are you feeling confident that we will see the Premier League coming back to action? And we'll talk about other plans of action. I mean, somebody sent us a message in the comments of our last video. If you want to read it, it's there for everybody to see. It basically explains that they believe that they were told that everything will take place. I might read the comment later on, actually. It'll probably make it a little bit easier. Right, what have we got over on Hot Mike? Said, look, Craig, throw in the air and grab it like a salmon. I wish, mate, I wish. Like, every time someone says salmon now, I immediately think of Jadon Lovren rising like a salmon from the River Boyne to head home that goal against Borussia Dortmund. Every time I hear the word salmon, I associate it with Jadon Lovren. Even though you probably think I associate cabbage with Jadon Lovren, don't you? Nah. Do I play FIFA? Shush Johnson said, no, I don't, mate. And there's no damn reason why I shouldn't. Because there's 2 Xbox Ones in the house. There's a PlayStation 4 in the house. And by the way, the reason there's 2 Xbox Ones is one of them's a little bit iffy. So little dude had to get a second one because heaven forbid Lucas didn't have his Xbox. My life wouldn't be worth living. So yes, he got one off Santa Claus. So there's no reason. There's no reason why. We've got Game Passes and all that stuff, mate. And I actually think we own FIFA as well. I think there is a FIFA 20 somewhere in the house. But yeah, no, I'm just not a gamer. Never have been. Never really understood the appeal of it. Maybe it's probably just too shit at it, to be honest. Where they really lost me, though, shush, is that it used to be back in the good old days. I mean, I'm a Nintendo 64. I'm a Commodore 64, I should say, type person. That was my first computer. I think maybe I had an Atari, but a Commodore 64 was the first one I remember. Now, back in my day of playing FIFA, when PlayStations came out, was you went to the shop, you bought the game, you put the disc in the machine, you played the game, and you got better at the game, and you could go and you could play, and that was it. Once they start introducing all this extra purchases stuff, which I believe, by the way, our own, chairman of the club, I think, was involved, I think, in the decisions with the EA, I believe, to start making in-game purchases and stuff like that. Once they got to that point, they lost me completely. That was it. Once it got point, so I give you €70, and I still have to give you more money to get better. Yeah, no, go fuck yourself. That's my answer to that. No. Am I live on Hot Mic? Yes, right now, mate, we are live on Hot Mic as well. Wow, great English. I don't know what that is in relation to, Jack, but my English is phenomenal. I mean, it is my first language, so I like to think I'm quite good at it, mate. I mean, of all the languages I can speak, English is probably the one language that I can. So there you go. Good. You're a silly man. Yes, I am. I am a moron. I've said this many, many times. Craig, I heard the Premier League is coming back in June, said Jad Baz. Varying degrees of things on that, mate. Some people believe it is coming back in June. Some people believe that it's going to be voided. Some people believe that they're going to work out a points per game thing. I'm hoping for the June stuff myself. But as always, in these circumstances, the most important thing to remember here is that it has to be safe to do so. That is the first and foremost, the most important thing. It has to be safe for everybody involved. And I have to be careful about what I say because I'm so fearful of being demonetized for mentioning a couple of words on the stream that, I've got to be really careful about what I say. So, there's a couple of things about Timo Werner that I wanted to talk about, and then we'll get on to the Fredo stuff. So, I was reading an article on Sky Sports about Timo Werner, and one section in particular caught my eye, and it should, I hope, show how many Reds, why I and others believe he's perfect for the way that we play. So, the part from the article, and I said it's available on Sky Sports on the app if anybody wants to go and have a read of it. His speed and directness in transition can be devastatingly effective according to Opta. He ranks for both shots and goals from fast breaks in the Bundesliga this season. He ranks top. The majority of Timo Werner's goals have come from the central striking position this season, and he's tactically flexible. Now, you hear me use the word tactically flexible or adaptive a lot when I'm discussing players that Jurgen Klopp are interested in. It's because I think it's something that he really, really does put a lot of hope and a lot of impetus on. He really does look for that in players. You can look at it throughout the team and you can see that each one of our players can probably play 2, 3, 4 different positions. So anyway, on that, as I said, the majority of Werner's goals have come from the central striking position this season. Leipzig have used 9 different formations in the Bundesliga so far this season. And as I've mentioned previously, Werner is comfortable playing in wide positions, particularly when cutting in inside from the left-hand side. Werner has outperformed Mohamed Salah this season in terms of his expected goals per game, averaging 0.57 expected goals per 90 minutes, with Mohamed Salah averaging 0.45. He is slightly behind Mohamed Salah for touches in the opposition box, but he matches him for dribbles. The Sky article then goes on to say that according to StatsBomb data, Salah has averaged 18 pressures per Werner's 11 per 90 minutes this season and wins from those situations nearly twice as many as the German. Basically means Mohamed Salah's pressing is more up to speed. So there you go. Take from that what you will. But the fact that he's so flexible, I mean, I'm going to go and read something else in a minute about Werner that's going to throw a bit of a dampener on the situation. But first and foremost, I want Werner. I want him more than any other player. I think he is tailor-made for a system, and I hope to Christ that we go and get him. Now, I'm going to piss on my own cornflakes a little bit here, and I'm going to talk about something that I like to say friend of the show, Guillaume Balaguer, because we did meet and interview Guillaume Balaguer, but Connor sent me a link from an article on HITC that mentions Guillaume Balaguer, and it says that it doesn't see how the Reds are going to sign Werner. The article states, Guillaume has been told by an unnamed source that the Reds feel as if Werner would adapt very well to life on Merseyside, but with many clubs around Europe being hammered financially by this ongoing health crisis, the Spanish journalist can't see how Jurgen Klopp is going to afford him. The article goes on to say that he told his own YouTube channel, "What I was told before the pandemic was that Liverpool were monitoring the situation of the likes of Timo Werner and he'd adapt to Liverpool very well, but he wasn't somebody they made an offer for. That's where I left it. It was at the beginning of March and I heard about it that there was no offer. I just don't see how this, Timo Werner to Anfield, can happen. Do Liverpool even need him? Well, not exactly. Sure, Klopp would find it hard to say where does Werner even fit in. He isn't going to play regularly ahead of Roberto Firmino, Mohamed Salah or Sadio Mane. In these difficult times, our Premier League leaders going to splurge 50 million quid on a player that might qualify as more or less they don't really need him." Now, that wasn't my words, they were Guillaume Balaguer's words, and I have to say that I disagree with Guillaume on a lot of what he said there. Is he more informed than I am? You bet your ass he is, but I do disagree on a couple of things that he said there. I do think he's needed. I think he's badly needed for Liverpool, and if we don't go out and get him in this window, I'll be amazed. To hear the phrase that we probably couldn't afford him because of what's going on in the world right now, even at that, I don't buy it. We had a quiet summer last year. This was always going to be the one where we went out and we spent a few quid. Now, have I any inside information? No. I continuously tell you guys the truth. I only know what I read from articles. And yeah, I do get told stuff, but I never pass that on because most of it is bullshit. And I don't want to be on here telling you guys X is going to sign or Y is going to sign when I've no actual factual information on that. So, what I do disagree with GM here a little bit on is the fact that surely we can afford him. I mean, what is it, 52, 53 million pound for his release clause? I can't see a situation where Liverpool can't afford that, even with the current financial situation the world finds itself in. Football has so much money coming in through it. If we can finish this season, I just definitely can't see a way we can't. I just can't. Good evening, Morton Ellis, and to you as well. Subi, hello, welcome into you. Scotty, Craig, do you honestly think Werner is coming? Said Scotty. Yes, I do. I really do think that he's coming. But I'm also set myself up to be really hurt again, much like the Nabil Fekir situation, although that was for different circumstances. We know what it costs to go and get Timo Werner. We know that Timo Werner wants to come to Liverpool. He's spoken openly of his admiration for the club and of his admiration for Jurgen Klopp as a manager, calling him the best manager in the world. Why wouldn't he want to come to the Reds? Now, Leipzig are a very good club, and Nagelsmann plays some very good football. So I can see the appeal of staying at a club like Leipzig, but it is a step up. There's no denying that. I think Werner did Leipzig a favour in signing a new deal, even with a buyout clause in it, because he could have left for nothing. So I think Leipzig won't stand in his way if he said that he definitely wants to go and move on. Whether Liverpool will try and maybe negotiate and try and get that buyout clause down a little bit, I don't know. And whether there'll be a bidding war with other clubs, maybe Chelsea might come in. I've seen Manchester United even mentioned for Timo Werner. I just don't know. But I can't see, if he moves anywhere, why it wouldn't be Liverpool. I just can't. There's just nothing in my head can justify Timo Werner not coming to Liverpool if he goes somewhere. Now maybe somebody else has some information that I don't, or maybe a point of view that I haven't thought of, and I'm always happy to listen to other people's points of view. Right, who should we get as a centre-back replacement, says Robbo over on Hot Mic. Again, mate, we'll get to that soon, don't worry, I promise you. Liverpool owners are stingy, probably need to get rid of Lallana, Lovren and other fringe players. Right, well firstly, I think it's very unfair to call Liverpool's owners stingy when they've basically loaned us the money, to loan the club the money to build, and pretty much interest free. I believe there was a small amount of interest on the loan that they gave Liverpool to buy there to build a stand, but I believe that is interest that's put in to basically just cover the cost of inflation over the period of the repayments, from my limited understanding of the finances for the building of the main stand. Now, so to call them stingy, I think, is really unfair when they have broken the world record for a defender. They are building a 50 million quid training facility at Kirby. They're going to be doing the Any Road end. Not only did they do the main stand, but they improved around the stadium as well. They built a fantastic new mega store at the club as well. And they have got us the greatest squad in world football. So, how the fuck you can call them stingy, mate, I do not know. What do you expect them to do? What we always wanted is custodians of the football club. Owners that would come in and have us challenging. And we've done that. Bit by bit, season by season, through great recruitment from Jurgen Klopp, Michael Edwards, from Dave Fallows and the rest of the scouts as well. We have gone and built a squad with a very, very low cost, as in, a net spend. I don't like to use the word net spend because it makes everything too simplified when it really isn't. But we've basically, if you want to use the phrase net spend, we've built what we've built very, very cleverly. And we've got in some excellent fees for players who, quite frankly, I don't believe were worth the money we sold them for. So, to say Liverpool's into stingy, And you say getting rid of Lallana, well, he's gone. Anyway, his contract's up at the end of the season, so he's moving on. Dejan Lovren, we'll get to that a little bit later on. I want to talk around Lovren. And yes, you're right here, but there are some other players around the fringe of the club who could move on, who could stay, and might free up a bit of money. This is going to be an extraordinary transfer window, and it is really intriguing to see how it's going to work out, because none of us know. Like, there are clubs that will probably have a few quid. Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City, Leicester, they're backed by owners who don't mind putting their hand in their pockets as well. Wolves as well probably have a few quid. How the situation financially in the world affects all the other clubs, and what's going on behind the scenes with how much Premier League clubs are going to have to give to make sure that clubs lower down the pyramid don't go out of business. Quite frankly, I don't know. But nobody can convince me that we cannot afford €60 million for Timo Werner. Nobody's going to convince me of that. Particularly when we may move on, the likes of Shaqiri, maybe Wilson. Lallana is going off the books, even though it'll be a free transfer, so his wages will be freed up. Clynie's going off the wages as well, and I think probably Lovren will move on. But look, I'm starting to hear things that suggest that maybe Lovren will be staying, so yeah, we'll wait and see on that one. Mr. RTG said, did you hear about Mbappe on the Liverpool Echo? No. I haven't seen much about Mbappe on the Echo. We did a stream yesterday where we spoke about the fact that there was apparently a phone call between Jurgen Klopp and Mbappe's father, who I believe looks after Mbappe's affairs. But how true that is or not, like, I mean, can any of us really say? I mean, we weren't on the call, so I like to think it was true. I hope it was true, and I hope to God Kylian Mbappe wants to come to Liverpool, because that would make me very, very happy indeed. But if we're hearing that perhaps we can't afford Timo Werner at 60 mil, there's no way that we're going to be able to go out there and pay 250 mil for Kylian Mbappe, although I'd love it. Right, what have we got over on Hot Mic? We've got a tip from somebody on Hot Mic, so let me firstly say thank you for that one. Who was it? It was... I'm playing catch up here on Hot Mic, so bear with me. Liz, Liz, thank you so much. You're so kind. Thank you for that tip on Hot Mic, Liz. Really do appreciate it. As well, to our viewers on Hot Mic, don't forget to hit that share button, ladies and gentlemen, because that helps us out financially as well, and it doesn't cost you guys a thing. Right, what else have we got to talk about? Loads, by the way. Absolutely loads. So strap your asses in, because this could be a long one, ladies and gentlemen. One, I'm in flying form. I am back to myself. I'm ready to go, and I've been buzzing all day waiting to come on and have this stream chat with you guys. Casper said, Craig, some people might say that we need rich owners. See, there are two arguments to that, mate. One is if FFP, and we will know when the Manchester City situation is challenged in the Court of Arbitration for Sport, if FFP can be enforced by FIFA, then rich owners don't really make any difference. Yes, they could come in and spend as much money as they want and buy every player that they want, but if they breach FFP, then they're going to be kicked out of European competition, in theory. So the owners that we have done the right thing. They have come in, they have brought us in a world-class manager. The partnerships and commercial deals that they've put together are fantastic. They've got us great deals with the likes of New Balance, like crazy money at that point for a club that weren't regularly playing Champions League football. And they've now gone and got us a fantastic deal with Nike, which I believe, gets us 20% on top of all the shirt sales, on top of, a down payment of 30 million, or a minimum of 30 million a year. I think that will probably add up to about 80 odd million a year. They've improved every aspect of the club. So it's about making sure you do things in a sustainable way in this day and age, because we've seen far too many clubs go under, or far too many clubs overstretch themselves. Yeah, I just don't see the word stingy. I just don't think it's right. I think it's very unfair on the owners. I think they've been... I mean, have they got everything right? No. Like, I mean, the furlough thing recently, for an example, was completely fucking wrong in every sense of the word. But yeah, the owners, for me, I think they've done a great job. They're very good custodians of the club, and they have won us a Champions League. They've won us a Club World Cup. They will win us a Premier League title. They've won us a Super Cup. They've delivered us Jurgen Klopp, and they've delivered us the best squad in Europe. So how can we belittle them? I mean, nobody's going to be perfect. Everyone's going to make mistakes. So Rob Shepherd, thank you for the little fist pump, dude. Right, where do we want to go from here, ladies and gentlemen? Because I do have some stuff where we can talk about club value. There's some stuff, reports about Nat Phillips and that as well. There's some comments over on Hot Mic that I have to catch up on as well and go through. And again, just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, this is our last Hot Mic stream of the month. So anyone watching on YouTube that wants to do us a favour, let's see if we can get to, what were we at, 1,700 by the end of this stream. Would be absolutely amazing. And every time we gain an extra 50, I'll get you guys to be able to pick out some kind of forfeit that I do when we hit 50 new followers on Hot Mic. Does that sound fair? I mean, it only takes you guys a second to download the app. And by the way, if you're using Hot Mic instead of YouTube, if you decide that you pick up your phone and you get a WhatsApp message from one of your mates or something like that, you're able to scroll through to the WhatsApp message, and Hot Mike will follow you in the corner of your screen, unlike YouTube, which I think unless you have YouTube Red or YouTube Premium, will close down the page and kill off the audio. With Hot Mike, you can do that, and you can still flick around on your phone or your tablet or whatever, and Hot Mike will make sure that I follow you. I'll be stalking you wherever you go. Beautiful. That's what you want, isn't it? A little Craig stalker. That's what we all want, really. Right, what have we got? Craig Mbappe would cost 30 million a season over 6 years. How do we come to that number, Neil? Just genuinely intrigued how we cost that. I mean, the transfer fee is probably 200 to 250 million pound. So already over 6 years, that's 40 million a season. That's before we even start looking at his wages, which are probably minimum 400 to 500 grand a week. I would say even more. So I would say that it would cost a lot more than that, mate. A lot more. Like, I know you're probably talking about amortization as in writing off the cost of the transfer and the value of the player over the course of his contract at the club. But even at that, mate, it's still a stretch. I mean, I'd love a bit of Mbappe, hashtag Mbappe 2020. I'd love it. I really would. LFC Fan 96 said our owners are incredible. I often wonder back to the days when there was the FSGO campaign. Do you remember those days? I never understood it. I mean, at the start, was I on the fence? Yeah, because we were all burned a little bit by those Cowboys that were in beforehand. I mean, none of us were fans of Hicks and Gillette and the way that the club went, and they'll blame the financial crisis, yada, 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 but I'm fucking sick of hearing the phrase, a spade in the ground within 30 days and all that bollocks. FSG came in, and what they said at the start is, we're going to try and under promise and over deliver, and I think that they're doing that. I really do think that they deserve credit, and this is weird for me because I'm doing this and I'm defending a club that I love and I'm defending owners that I love from the belief that I honestly think that they hate this channel. From what I've been told and from things that I've been leaked from other people, I don't believe they're a fan of this channel at all. Yeah, here I am still sticking up for them because why? I love the club. I love the club with all my heart and I want the best for the club, and I think that FSG are good owners for this football club. Right, what do we want? Do we want a bit of Fredo time? Because, I mean, it'll only take 5 minutes. Do we want a bit of Fredo time? Let me just change a few notes around here because did your man get ready for this? Did your boy Craig sort you out? Yes, we did. Right, let's get to the Fredos. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, this is going to be a little bit weird for a minute, but a little pitch to Cadbury's if you're watching. Cadbury's, we love your chocolate. Please feel free to send me all the chocolate that you want because I am very, very, very sweet-toothed, if that is a phrase. Now, for Fredos, I went out, 6-pack of Fredos, ladies and gentlemen. Hear that sexy rustle? Now, Joanne was good enough to measure the height of a Fredo for us the other day, but I need to see for myself how tall a Fredo is. So let me open this 6-pack. Now, this 6-pack of Fredos costs €1.85. So let me open up a single Fredo. Now, here we have an individual Fredo. Now, I need to just click on something here on my screen just to make it a little bit, because here we have an individual Fredo, right? Now, I'm going to get a measuring tape just to make sure that we're all on the same page here and get this measuring tape. So, here we go. How tall is a Fredo? Joanne yesterday was absolutely spot on in her assumption that we're talking around 6.5 centimetres per Fredo in height. Beautiful Fredo. Might as well eat it while it's open. Be a shame not to. But don't worry, there's plenty more that we can get to later on. That's fucking good. I'm not going to lie. That is some delicious chocolate right there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, while I'm chewing on this Fredo, quite sexually I might add, I mean, am I enjoying it? Is it kicking off endorphins in my brain? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do love me a bit of chocolate. There was a couple of things that absolutely blew my mind when it came to this Fredo situation. Now, did I spend more time than the average human being probably should have thinking about this Fredo situation? Yeah. But then again, that's your boy Craig, isn't it? That's the way that I am. So, I need to swallow this 1 sec. Apologies for that, Cadbury's. Please don't hold it against me. Right, so here's some Fredo facts that I have for you guys, ladies and gentlemen. This 6-pack of Fredos, as I said, costs €1.85. Meaning that each Fredo averaged out at a cost of €0.3083, or just over 30 cents, which is roughly a 23% saving on an actual Fredo, which cost 40 cents in the same store that these were bought in, if we were to buy the Fredos individually. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Craig, it's part of a multi-pack. So like crisp multi-packs, each one of those must be a little bit smaller than the ones that you buy in the shop. I am here to bring the world good news, ladies and gentlemen. The good folks at Cadbury's haven't fucked you over in any way, shape or form. They've made sure that each of those Fredos is the exact same size as the Fredo that you buy in the shop. I believe around 18 grams, if memory serves me correct. So the fact that there's no shrinkflation here, the fact that they haven't done you for buying a multi-pack, the fact they've rewarded you for buying that multi-pack, blew my mind, I've got to say. Now, the next obvious question was, how many Fredos add up to Craig's height? We worked out yesterday that Craig roughly... How am I talking about myself in third person? But let's continue. Craig roughly is about 5'10" in height. So the answer to that is that Craig is 27.07 Fredos per Craig in height. Now the final piece of the Fredo jigsaw, ladies and gentlemen, was how many Fredos did my wife Sabrina have to travel to buy the said Fredos in distance of Fredos? The answer to that, my friends, is that she had to travel 23,072 Fredos, or if we want to average that out, it's 3,846 Fredos in length per Fredo acquired that Sabrina had to travel to get them Fredos. So there's a few Fredo facts from me to you. Feel free to share some in the comment section below. Feel free to tag Cadbury's UK and let them know about the Fredo love that's been going on. But whatever it is, you cannot deny life is better with Fredos in them, ladies and gentlemen. And this was brought to you in association with my good friend Connor Crosby, who equates everything in life to how much a Fredo costs. So there you go. There's my little Fredo bit that I promised I was going to do. I don't lie. If you guys do the numbers, if you guys show us the love, I want to eat the rest of that bar so badly, but I'm going to hold off. I'm going to be good. I'm going to try and eat the rest later on. I'm going to be calm. Anyway, back to football. For those that tuned in and are wondering what the fuck is going on, sorry. I do apologise, but we are not a normal channel. You will learn that very, very soon. We're a little bit strange. Some strange goings on here. Now to some football analysis. Some real football shit going on. By the way, can I get a count on Hot Mic, ladies and gentlemen? Can I get an amen? Can somebody let me know where we are with regards to numbers on Hot Mic? Are we getting close to this 1,700 love train that we're trying to form here? So, I'm going to get a little bit serious now. Take a deep breath, Craig, because these are real numbers for big people, and I'm a moron, so I'm going to try and get through this one. Water, blasphemy, don't you worry, my friends. I haven't forgotten about the good folk at Diet Coke, Morton. Don't worry, they're there as well. And people are going, is this product placement? No, I'm just that weird that I really do big up products that I still have to go out and fucking pay for. I mean, right now this show should be welcome to the Late Night Agenda in association with Kyo's Crisps and Diet Coke. That's the dream, but unfortunately I still have to go out and buy them. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you want to hit up Super Chats or anything like that to help your man buy his Diet Coke, feel free. Super Chats are open, memberships are open, tips are open on Hot Mic. Right, there we go. More questions, more stuff to get through. Let me get a few comments on Hot Mic before we move on. Talking about Brewster, I think someone said he'll be loaned back to the Championship next season. I think Brewster deserves to play in the Premier League. If he is going to be loaned out next season, I think it has to be to a Premier League club. Mr. Mitt said, what do you think is Norway as a country? And thank you for the super chat, my friend. I've never been. I've never been to Norway, mate. But what I can say is, through work and through life in general, I have met many Norwegian people, and they've all been absolute stars, and I've got on really well with all of them. So, and any Nordic people, or any Norwegian people, I should say, excuse me, that I've met when I've travelled over to Anfield and stuff, have also been amazing people. So, nothing but love from me, mate, to your fellow countrymen and women. Jack Ryan, wow, €20 super chat. Thank you, Jack. That is 48 cans of Diet Coke. And I'm not joking, because they are €10 a slab at the minute, Jack. So, well, YouTube will take the little cut of that, Jack. But thank you so much, mate. That is utterly, utterly kind of you. I really do appreciate it. Craig has all the Fredomation. Mate, if I had more time, that Fredo shit would have got even weirder, I promise you. The way my mind works, that could have gone anywhere. We could have gone around the world in Fredos, but we'll save that for another day. So, I did promise you guys that I had a little bit of information with regards to football finances. And I read something earlier on, and you often hear me talking about this gentleman, by the way, the name of Kieran Maguire, who is he works, I think, at the Liverpool Management School of Football Finance. He is a football finance expert anyway, and he's been at it again with his good work. So, new analysis by the University of Liverpool Management School football finance expert Kieran Maguire has determined that Spurs are now worth £2.567 billion, and that their assets posted a pre-tax profit of £87.4 million and revenues of £460.7 million. Liverpool are worth almost half of Spurs, apparently, with a value of £1.553 billion, far behind Manchester United, who are valued at £2.08 billion, and Manchester City, who are valued at £2.186 billion. What are Everton's value, I hear you ask? Did I find this funny as fuck? Yes. Is this a little dig towards Evertonians? Yeah, because I think you fuckers deserve one for the belittling of me and your channel. So is this a dig at your club? Yeah, maybe a little bit. But what are you valued at? You know, we've heard the billions. We won't be talking billions here, ladies and gentlemen. Kieran has determined that, along with his good other researchers, that the value of Everton Football Club is £257 million. What is that? Like a Kylian Mbappe, basically. Everton are the same value as Kylian Mbappe, according to a football finance expert. Liverpool's value increased in 2018-2019, and the figures do not reflect the club winning the Champions League, which took place on June the 1st, 2019, but their accounts may go up on May the 31st. The model takes into consideration revenue, profits, non-recurring costs, average profits on player sales over a 3-year period, net assets, wage control, and proportion of seats. The full article, by the way, if you want to read it in its entirety, is available on the Echo website. I always like to give credit, where credit is due. It's an Echo article, and I thoroughly advise you to go and give it a read. It's a great article indeed. But for those of you that may be shocked as to why Spurs are so high up there, it's got to be something to do with, one, that magnificent new stadium that they've built. And myself and Connor have been lucky enough to actually visit it for a game. It is fantastic. It really is. So the fact that they're a London club with a stadium that cost over £1 billion to build, I believe, as an asset inside London, as well as having the squad that they have and stuff, probably does give them that value that he's talking about there. It'll be interesting to see when these figures are adjusted after Liverpool's Champions League win and stuff comes into consideration. But it is mad to think that, like, I had a dig at Everton for being valued at roughly the same price that FSG bought Liverpool at. And you can see how far football clubs have come in those few years in value, that Liverpool are now up there, valued at, what do we say, 1.55 billion. Now, to Yeber, I think it was earlier on, who was saying the owners are a bit stingy. Mate, the owners have been fucking geniuses, because they've taken us up to this value. Now, yes, football broadcasting and stuff like that has come into it, and a lot of money from Sky and BT and beIN Sports and the likes, and NBCSN and stuff has flooded the market and made football clubs' values pump up. But apart from my slight little dig at Everton, I do genuinely think that they're worth more than that. Now, maybe when they build a new Bramley Apple Pie in the Sky Stadium, they might be worth a lot more. But as things stand, that is what they were currently at. So, there you go. Anyway, some more super chats. Thank you very much. Have you been to Clifton, Ballinasloe or Galway? I've never been to Galway, Mr. Mitt. Again, I'm afraid to say I've never been to Galway. Galway, Sligo and Kerry. No, I've been to Sligo. Galway, Kerry and Mayo, I think, are the 3 counties in Ireland that I've yet to be to. Shelley, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. That is so very, very kind of you. Brian said it's about real estate in London as well with regards to the financials for Spurs. But 2.567 billion. That is mental. I mean, wow. Daniel Levy should definitely give himself a pat on the back for getting the club's value up to that. That's mad. Honestly, if you would have asked me, I wouldn't have put Spurs anywhere near that. I would have had Liverpool, United and City for sure right up there. But to see that Spurs are topping the table of football finance at the minute with their value from everything that was attributed to this study, that was, as I said, revenue, profits, non-recurring cost, average profits on player sales over a 3-year period, net assets, wage control and proportion of seats sold. that's where they're valued at. There you go. Anyway, let's move on to some more light-hearted stuff, because when I get into those type of numbers, my mind just blows. Like, because, you know, like everybody else, I'm sitting at home looking in the wallet going, 20 quid, and then you're here looking at billions. And we're talking about buying footballers for 60 million like it's nothing. And I'm saying to you, surely we can afford them. Well, surely we can. Again, by the way. Right, so what else do you want to talk about tonight, ladies and gents? Everton can only afford 1,542 million Fredo, said Harvey Latimer. And that is the way, Harvey, that all values should be measured these days. I mean, we think Fredo should be a unit of measurement, a unit of currency, perhaps even a commodity sold on the stock exchange. I mean, why not? I mean, Fredo's do such good work for the world. What have we got? And somebody else said happy birthday to my daughter as well, by the way. It's not quite her birthday today, but she does turn 16 in a few days' time. So thank you to everyone that has wished her a happy birthday. It is freaking the shit out of me that I have a 16-year-old daughter. I still think of myself in my mid-20s in my head. And any men out there who are in their late 30s, early 40s, you're probably the same. You probably think like me that you're still a kid. We are, aren't we? Right, we'll keep going, ladies and gentlemen. Another tip over on Hot Mic that I have to go over and say thank you for. It is so hard to keep up when you've got both windows open. Who was this one from? Who was kind enough? Joanne, thank you very much for the tip. And Blue, thank you very much for the tip as well. Really do appreciate the love. I think that was it. I wouldn't pay 250 Fredos for the Blue Shite little club. I can't say that word. I hope for them their fans are shitty ground. Look... My disdain for Everton has only increased over recent times, and keep your eye out for a video that I will be making down the line, by the way. I put a tweet up on... Will I read out the tweet? I put a tweet up on about a situation regarding the filming with 888 Sport, Ball Street, and TTV, which I'll be making a little bit later on in due course, which will explain why I will never again be working with 888 Sport. Because I don't want to get into it. I'll get into it in the video when I've got all the facts and stuff in front of me. But basically, I'm not a big fan of TTV, and they can kiss my ass, quite frankly. Right, what have we got? It's all about those net assets. That's half the land around the stadium. They own shops and apartments, etc., etc. Everton are like Pepsi, no comparison to their rival. I love that, Harvey. I love it. No comparison to the Diet Cokes of this world whatsoever. Right, what else we got, ladies and gentlemen? Over on Hot Mic, I think we have a few more comments to get through as well. Origi has no chocolate in the house. Shit one, mate. Loads of it in my gaff. I mean, I went out today. We're talking like salted caramel M&Ms. Like, I mean, wife went shopping today. I mean, I am living it big style, mate. Kyo's, Diet Coke, salted caramel M&Ms, Fredos, you name it. Chocolate cake baked in the kitchen. Woo! Life's good. Life is good, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like I haven't done a bit of a Ric Flair whoo in a while. But Christ, I'm looking forward for football coming back. Again, let me say thank you so much, by the way, to everybody who sent super chats tonight and stuff. Absolutely amazing. Your support always blows us away, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. Travis said, getting worried to see Mbappe at Newcastle next season. Imagine. I've seen somewhere, somebody sent me something to say, maybe it was Connor, that Newcastle are looking at maybe bringing in Mauricio Pochettino as their manager, and I think if my maths was correct, he was going to be getting paid something like 380 grand a week from the piece that I was sent anyway. How true that is or not, I don't know. I don't follow Newcastle that closely. That's a true Geordie type story, and I'm sure that Brian will cover that in detail. And Brian, by the way, mate, if I did send an email trying to get on there. Jimmy, what does man have to do? Do you know what I mean? What does man have to do? Show me some love. Right, what else have we got? Daryl's a Pepsi man. How dare you, sir? How dare you? I mean, such a brazen attitude towards Coke, mate. Such a brazen attitude. How dare you, sir? My son actually prefers Pepsi Max as well. My own child, mate. Do you know what I mean? My own child prefers Pepsi Max over Diet Coke. Oh, the shame. The shame. Oh, the shame. The shame. The shame. Unfortunately, what can I do? I have to love him. The shame, though. Oh, the shame. Right, what have we got? Reports in Germany suggest that Stuttgart want to keep hold of Nat Phillips for another season after being impressed with his performance for them so far this season. Nat Phillips, it's important to remember, I believe, was born in and around Stuttgart or in Stuttgart. So we had talked about, would Nat Phillips be an option if we did move on Dejan Lovren in the summer? And I don't know what you guys think, but another year out on loan, probably the right move for him. If he's comfortable at Stuttgart and things are going well, why not? Seems decent enough. I still think we're going to sell Lovren though, I really do. And the question I have for you guys is, how much in this current climate would Dejan Lovren be worth on the market if Liverpool were to look to cash in? Casper said Werner equals Fredo's. Werner equals life, mate. Werner equals love. Werner equals Liverpool, please God. Normal Coke or Vimto? Neither. Too much sugar. Diet Coke, mate. And before people come at me about the aspartame, I know, but still, gotta have a voice, don't I? Craig, why do people not like FSG? Is beyond me. They haven't got as many trophies in the future Premier League. They got us the best manager in the world, so I don't get the problem. I don't get it either, Subi, but some people are never satisfied, mate. And at the start, as I said, I was very dubious for a very long time, but I then began to see the progress bit by bit by bit. And yes, there was a few mistakes made during the period where Damien Comolli was here, and the way that Kenny Dalglish was treated when he was fired was not correct, and the season tickets and a few other bits and pieces as well that we could go on about, but they were always going to make mistakes. They were new owners of a football club. Yes, they've owned sports clubs. I don't want to use the word franchise before, but football was new to them. And I think they've had to learn and adapt and figure out who they can and can't trust along the way. But what we have to say without a shadow of a doubt is they have brought in some excellent people to this football club to work behind the scenes and to work, of course, on the pitch and training the players as well. Craig, check hot mic. Right, I'm over. What am I checking? Dave? What am I checking on hot mic, mate? Clubs told to get ready for June the 13th return. Get in, said Mighty Reds Media Dave. Love it. Let me check. I gotta see if that's on Sky, mate, where we're getting this from, because I don't want to just waste the semi. Do you know what I mean? I've got to find this out if it's true or not. There is a story on there about Newcastle being Poch's choice on the £90 million salary for that's mental. Or Poch being Newcastle's choice, I should say. That's crazy. Rob Shepherd, thank you for the super chat, mate. Said, Craig, get yourself some more Fredos. Happy birthday in advance to your daughter. Thank you, mate. What's really scary is, she can drive in 1 year's time now. I know in America you can drive a car at 16, I think, but over here it's 17, moped below 50cc at 16, but she doesn't want to drive a moped, thankfully, so I'm alright in that sense. Do I like Red Bull? No, mate, no. God, I'm usually hyper enough without adding Red Bull into the situation. Back in the good old days when I was out nightclub and, doing what you do back in those days, I used to drink Red Bull and vodka, but not now, mate. Christ, if I had a can of Red Bull, I'd be full on expecting a heart attack. Do you know what I mean? I'd be that nervous if I had a can of Red Bull. I'd be probably too jittery. Do I like Fanta? Yes, Luca, I do like Fanta, mate. I mean, as I said, I tend to limit my sugary drinks, but a Fanta or a Fanta lemon. Oh, mate, there's something sexy about a Fanta lemon. Craig's a legend said, how's Lucas? He is very good, thank you. This whole situation for him has been just one big fun-filled experience. He has been loving life. He's been playing his Xbox, running around the back garden. We ordered him a swimming pool for the summer coming ahead as well, because he loves the water. It's very therapeutic for him. So yeah, loads of good stuff coming from our little dude. But again, thank you for the love, mate, and thank you for inquiring about my son. For those that are watching for the first time that don't know, I have an 8-year-old autistic son, Lucas, and he is a legend. An absolute legend. He really is. I mean, he is a better YouTuber than I am. I guarantee you, if I was to sit his ass down, he'd probably swear more than me. But he would definitely be telling you things that I keep forgetting about, like hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, download the Hot Mic app, put in the code Anfield, all capital letters, all one word. Can I get a count on Hot Mic, ladies and gents? Have we got to 1700? Do I have to do another forfeit, or am I going to get away with it on this one? We've about 25 minutes left on tonight's stream. Harvey said we're 1,666 over on Hot Mic at the moment, so yes, looking like no forfeit for Craig. That's alright, but thank you for those that have gone over and downloaded the app. Brendan O'Connor said, Craig, do you think that Liverpool will sign Mane and will get Mbappe? I've said before, Brendan, mate, that if we were to go and get Kylian Mbappe, I think you're probably thinking along the same lines, we may have to sell one of the front three if that was the case. If Jurgen Klopp had it in his heart of hearts that he wanted to go and sign Kylian Mbappe, and if he knew that there was a potential deal to be had with Paris Saint-Germain, and if Nike were maybe willing to kick in a few quid, would we have to sell one of the front three? Possibly. Now, what I've always said, Brendan, is that if we were to sell one of the front three, my preference, and this is just my preference isn't even the right word because I don't want to sell any of them, but the one I would cash in on would be Mohamed Salah. I would keep Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino at the club if I had to sell one of the front three to fund a move for Kylian Mbappe. But I don't want to sell anybody because I love the front three. I love the players that we have at the club. But it is a fair question, Brendan, and I would rather personally sell Salah over Mane if that was the case, if one of them had to be moved on. But again, hopefully none of them ever do. Well, they will someday, but hopefully not this summer anyway. Happy birthday to your daughter Circa, said Casper. Thank you very much. You even spelled Circa right, mate. Well in. A lot of people spell it wrong. Brian Morrissey said, FSG are superb owners. Every time they've made a mistake, they backtracked immediately. They gave us all the best set of staff possible. What else could they do without billions from oil? Yeah, exactly. And they have made us a self-sufficient club, which was the goal, Brian, wasn't it? To bring in enough income and revenue streams to allow us to fund a good team on the pitch and, you know, to allow us to develop the stadium and do all the things that they've done. So I can't disagree with anything that you've said there, mate. Not that I want to disagree with anything that you've said, I just can't. Casper said, Craig, are you doing a forfeit if we win the league? Like, I don't know if I agreed to that already previously or not, Casper. I cannot remember off the top of my head, mate. But, I mean, we are going to win the league if football gets back playing. And as Dave said earlier on, if we're talking about June the 16th, then perhaps. Now, let me get to the comment that I was talking about earlier on that was on a YouTube channel. That is free for anybody there to read, by the way. And I can read this out because it is available for anybody to go and read. So, again, Jack, wow. €20 super chat from Jack Ryan. Thank you so much, mate. Absolute legend. Thank you. So this person said, Premier League is back in June. I have a great lead from somebody who works from a sport travel agency that manages logistics for some top teams. Spurs, City, Wolves, Newcastle, Rangers, to name a few. The company has been tasked to arrange hotels and travel for 8 weeks starting mid-May. All Premier League teams will play the remaining games at St George's Park, behind closed doors and for TV only. The complex will host 2 or 3 games a day and that will be streamed live. The players will go into isolation mid-May at selected hotels in the vicinity around St George's Park and won't be able to see family and friends during the period of games. Each player will be tested regularly to ensure the safety, and hotels will be locked down for players only. Looks like we're going to have a World Cup style June with loads of games to watch. Now, that is the comment that is available to have a look at on our last video. I didn't give out the person's name, but it's there for you all to see. How true it is or not, I do not know. It's not a million miles away from pieces of information that we have been hearing about maybe Wembley, maybe St George's Park being used. I think, if my memory serves me correct, there was a circa 200 bedroom hotel at St George's Park, the English national team's training facilities, and I think maybe 13 or 14 pitches or something like that as well. And that is something that's been talked about before, so maybe this is spot on. I don't know. All I can say is it was a comment that was left on our channel, and it is there for anyone to read if they want. Leon, I'm very good, thank you, mate. I'm very, very good. How much are Fredos these days? 10p when I was a lad. The average cost of a Fredo, mate, is 40 cents in Tesco, but if you go and get yourself a 6-pack, then it works out at about 30.083 cents per Fredo, mate. Bargain. And they're the same sizes if you buy them individually, so you don't get screwed. So it's worth buying the multi-pack. $1.85 for us for a 6-pack. Can you tell me when Liverpool will lift the Premier League? No. Joy, sorry. I wish I could, mate. I honestly wish I could sit here and say to you this date, but I'd be lying to you, pal. Do I think we will lift the Premier League? Yes. But mate, I'd be lying if I gave you a date, and I don't want to come on here and tell lies. I tell enough of them to the missus without coming on here and doing them. Nice to see you back on Twitter, said Casper. Thank you. I have jumped back over and taken over the Anfield Agenda Twitter account. So those of you who want to pop over and interact with us on Twitter, give us a follow on there. It's just at Anfield Agenda, and the same on Instagram. Connor runs the Instagram account at Anfield Agenda if you want to give us a follow on either of them. We have about 15 minutes left on tonight's stream, ladies and gentlemen. So again, hit the subscribe button if you're enjoying the stream. Give us a thumbs up and keep your comments coming. So the Daily Star have included a piece saying police have been consulted over the prevention of Liverpool fans congregating whenever the game is played that could see us crowned champions. Now, this article got me thinking, or this piece got me thinking a little bit. Is it possible that Liverpool fans could try and congregate somewhere if Liverpool win the Premier League title? It's a very open-ended question. Right now, you would have to say, fuck off. Don't. Do what you're being told. Stay at home. Social distancing. Do everything that you're being told by the government. But we don't know when football might resume. But even at that, I don't know if it's a little bit of a sly dig. A little bit of a kind of belittling of Liverpool fans a bit. Now, this is just my take on it. I mean, people might interpret the article in different ways, and I'm sure that the police do have to plan ahead for every type of situation as well. I just don't like to see these type of things popping up. I mean, I don't know. It's a tough one because I kind of get where they're coming from. They do have to try and make sure that we don't congregate, because with what's going on in the world right now, we need social distancing and we need to be making sure that we're doing the right thing. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's a tough one. I'm not going to have a pop at the Star over it because it's probably a justified piece of journalism. And police probably do have to plan for these type of things. Liz, thank you so much for the little super sticker with the thumbs up. I love that little dude. I wish I could own a little version of him. Like, have a little like 3D version of that little super sticker dude that just wanders around my gaff doing crazy little dances. Two of us doing TikToks together. That'd be amazing. Throwing the odd Fredo here or there. Origi said, if we win the league behind closed doors, I'd be on my roof naked waving the flag and nobody would be able to see me from that high. It's so small. See the way I in there for you, mate? I even, instead of a bleep, because there's some words that even I don't like to say out loud, mate, because I know that young people might be watching. But I'm with you. I mean, nobody will be able to see mine either, so maybe I can jump up on my roof as well, although I'm petrified of heights, mate, so I probably won't be jumping on the roof. Casper said, when's the next stream? Honest answer, haven't thought that far ahead. Andy Carroll said, love the videos. Thank you, mate, that really does mean a lot. Genuinely, it does. What day is it today? Wednesday? Saturday? Friday? Maybe? I mean, I might try and get a guest on for a chat. I mean, I've been chatting with a few people behind the scenes about trying to get them on. As I said, Mark Goldbridge is going to come on for a chat at some point. I think Terry from the Football Terrace might be coming back on at some point for a chat. Lee Gunner, Claude, or the guys from Claude and the Bansters. I know Terry, at least, is going to come on for a chat soon. From Claude and the Bansters. So yeah, I have a few things in the works. A few people I want to get on for a chat for sure. But I thought tonight, after having Connor on or the other night and how great that was, I thought it would just be me and you tonight. Just us. I thought we could have that little Fredo moment together, ladies and gentlemen. And Cash Boyle as well has been really busy with work because Cash is a journalist and Cash works from home. So yeah, she's been up to her proverbials at the minute. But we did message yesterday and Cash is doing very well and she is healthy and all good news. So yeah, all good on that front. And I love that people inquire about Cash because as we know, Cash is one of my favourite people in the world. Right, what else have we got? Newcastle will probably be the biggest spenders in the next transfer market, said Peter van der Schaans. I do not know. Oh, one thing, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I meant to mention this. We're really close to hitting 200 members on the channel. Connor said this to me the other day and I completely forgot to mention it. I don't know how many we are away from it now, but we're really, really close. So if you've ever thought of signing up, please do so before the end of the month because we do like to get these things wrapped up because like everything else, we work from month to month. Membership is just 99p if you want to become a member of Anfield Agenda FC and you get use of all the cool emojis that Mr. Connor Crosby has designed, which I'm sure somebody's going to start spamming the screen with right now because we kind of have this little piece, don't we, where I talk about this, and as I'm doing it, you guys are tapping on the keyboard, putting in the cool emojis. And then we have our $4.99 membership, which is our Anfield Agenda Ultras membership, which also gets you access to our Discord group, which I'm actually quite lively, and Connor's a lazy bastard about it. I'm not even going to lie. When he pretends that he has work to do, but I know he's in his kitchen doing TikToks. I know that he is. I know it. I just know it. You know, it's one of those things that you can't prove, but you know. I know Connor is like got computer open, doing college work, but he's TikToking the shit out of it over there as well. I know he is. Anyway, look, all those emojis that you can see there on the screen now. The WFM emoji, the fuck him emoji, the goal emoji, the Van Dijk, the Klopp, the Salah, the Craig's bald head, the Premier League trophy, the C Senor, and the 6-time Champions League emoji. Couple more emojis on the way as well that Connor's going to be working on. We're still trying to figure out how to make a blame Connor emoji, but I'm sure we'll figure that out at some point. Again, it costs just 99p to sign up, ladies and gents, and you know me, I do like a round number, so if you want to help us out, please do hit that join button. What else is there? And you also get the Anfield Agenda logo beside your name, and it turns a different colour depending on how long you're here. Like you can see Boya, Liz Golden, LFC Fan 96 for example, Dave Sweeney, Alara, they're all gold members, meaning they've been with us at least 3 months. So thank you so much for your continued support. And to everybody else, Red for Life is a newer member. Thank you, mate, for being with us as well. Cool emoji, said Brian. Yeah, he's class, Connor. You know Connor is the technical brilliance behind this channel. I'm just, as I like to say, the tits and ass. Although, even at that, I'm pushing it. You know what I mean? Craig, are you on Twitch? No. We did try streaming on Twitch before, and I've never seen the word nonce and paedophile so many times thrown at me in the space of 5 minutes that I just said, fuck this for a game of cricket, and got the hell out of there. Yeah, that wasn't happening. So, no. Craig isn't on Twitch because, Christ almighty, I thought trolling on Twitter was bad. Woo! Twitch brought that shit to a whole new level. Maybe it's changed, I don't know. Or maybe I just have one of those heads that people like to just slag off. I don't know. Either way, no. Staying away from Twitch, thank you very much. Right, what's the hot mic count, ladies and gentlemen? It looks like Craig's going to get away without doing another forfeit. But what I will do is, because I know people watch the stream back, I will carry it on until the next stream or until the end of the month. So the end of the month. So I'll give you guys until the end of tomorrow. I say give you guys. If you're going to sign up basically and you want me to do a forfeit, which we will let Connor and Brian collaborate on together, because I know Brian just wants me to eat a fucking pepper for some reason. He's mad about me eating some pepper. I don't know, he's obsessed with me, the thought of me eating some ridiculously hot pepper. Like, I don't know why. I mean, I'm obviously going to be in bits because I'm a pussy, but there you go. He said 90% ass. 1,676 followers on Hot Mic, so we're only 24 away, ladies and gents, so there is still time to get there. Right, I'm going to go over to Hot Mic for some more comments now. Honestly, these late night agendas have been getting me through at this isolation. It gives me something to look forward to every day because you always make me feel better about myself and have a laugh. Just want to say thank you for doing these and to keep it up. That, mate, honestly, it's from someone that's called Craig's Big Ball, so I mean there is that. But honestly, comments like that, mate, mean so much to us because I'm well aware of the impact of what isolation is having on people, because I had my own fucking meltdown. I mean, I'm lucky that I've got a great support system in place. I had a phone call with my psychologist earlier on today. I'm in regular contact with my GP. My medication has been moved around and stuff, and I'm aware that some people, that this may be the only interaction that they get in a day, and it is the reason that we love doing these streams so much, because we're an interactive show. Yes, there are people out there who are probably better placed to give you exact finite football details, but when there's no games for us to comment on and when there's no real transfers happening, we like to have a bit of fun. But most importantly, we like to come on here and just be ourselves, let you guys be yourselves, and come together, because these are tough times, man. These are tough times, and it is a privilege for me to be able to come on here every night and talk to people from all around the world and just forget about our troubles for an hour and a half, an hour and 15 minutes, whatever it might be, and just have a laugh, because there's so much serious shit going on right now that if you can't have a bit of fun with a few Fredos with your mates, then what's the point? You know what I mean? So to everybody that does tune in and has shown us love and support through all this, that message means the world, mate. Thank you. And I wish I could verbalise a similar message back to you guys, but I want you to know that your support for me and my family during what's been a really difficult time for me on a personal level has meant more than I can ever pay back. So again, to each and every one of you, lots of love from not just myself, but from my good lady wife and my kids as well, because you brought a smile to my wife's face when I couldn't. When I was struggling, when I was down and I couldn't bring myself to smile, your kind words and your heart and your love gave my wife a little smile and a little bit of hope, and I can never repay you guys for that. So I love each and every one of you motherfuckers. Thank you so much. Happy quarantine, boys and girls. Craig, buy a Fredo bar for yourself, said Liam Kelly. Thank you, Limo, you are a gent, sir. No, we said chili, Brian said, as in chili con carne. You are never getting me eat chili con carne, mate, but I know what you mean by chili. I'll eat the chili, but just not the con carne bit. That's not happening. Hello, hope you're good. Just came in to watch your stream, said Arnie. Hello, welcome in. Great to see you. Joanne said, no, John was replying to somebody else. Liam Kelly said, as a forfeit, I'd like to propose the Ice Bucket Challenge. Yeah. Yeah, my big issue with the Ice Bucket Challenge, Liam, is that I'll end up, my man boobs will be on show for the world. But if we get to 1700 and you want the Ice Bucket Challenge, done. Consider it done, mate. If you guys get us to 1700 and hot mic, I will do it if that's what you guys want to do. And I will film it and I will put it up on Twitter or Instagram, or probably Instagram, because Twitter I'll just get called it a nonce like I always do. So yeah, but yeah, why not? It's a good idea. Right, we're also going to be working on some charity streams down the line as well. There's something that's close to Connor's heart that we want to do this year. Last year we raised, I think, if my memory serves me correct, I think it was, I want to say it was about €800, something like that last year. For Cystic Fibrosis Ireland, my wife runs the Dublin Ladies Mini Marathon every year in aid of Cystic Fibrosis Ireland for Team Mason. Team Mason is, Mason's a friend of my wife's son, and he's in the same class as my little dude Lukey, and he's also 8 years of age. And Mason not only has autism, but he has cystic fibrosis and cystic fibrosis related diabetes, and the kid is still a damn legend and never complains, always has a smile on his wonderful little face. So my wife did that, and last year you guys showed us tremendous support. This year we're going to flip it on its head and we're going to do something that's close to Connor's heart, and that will be revealed as time goes by. But we do like to give back as well. We made sure last year that was our biggest stream of the year. We dedicated the Champions League final stream to the Cystic Fibrosis Ireland to try and raise money, because as we've always said, it's not about money for us on the channel. Yes, the extra few quid does help and does allow us to kick on, but we're not here bombarding you guys with sporting fucking betting links. We're not here trying to sell you guys shit, because that's not what we're about. We're just football fans that like to come together and talk a whole load of shit. Right, the Mail have published that they believe Barcelona have made Felipe Coutinho and Ousmane Dembele both available for swap deals. Now, let's have a bit of fun to finish up the stream. I know we've already been going an hour and 10 minutes, but who gives a shit? Let's keep going a few minutes more. Ousmane Dembele, because let's fucking push Felipe Coutinho to one side. Done it, been there, bought the t-shirt. Ousmane Dembele, what do we think? Yes or no to having him at Liverpool? And if you were to try and tempt Barcelona into maybe a player plus cash deal, what would you be thinking? Let's finish up on this one. Let you guys give me your thoughts. If we were to bring in Ousmane, if you don't want them, just say nah, fuck it. But if you do think maybe there's something to be done there, then who would you like to see perhaps used as a make weight in any deal, if that was to be the case? And also, second question, it looks like Shaqiri may move on this summer before where we are in the world happened. Again, I'm very careful about saying that because I don't want to be demonetized. Value was around 25-30 million for Shaqiri. I've seen some reports suggest that value may be halved because of what's going on, but we'll wait and see. Somebody said, Craig, eat a chili as your forfeit. I don't have to do a forfeit yet, mate, because I haven't got to the number, so I think I'm going to escape this forfeit, you know. And also, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, when we hit 2,000 followers on Hot Mic and 40,000 YouTube subscribers, we're going to give away a £50 Amazon gift card for a Hot Mic follower and a £50 Amazon gift card for a YouTube follower as well, as a little thank you to you guys for your support once we hit 2,000 on Hot Mic and once we hit 40,000 on YouTube. So another incentive for you guys, if you're enjoying the stream, to hit that button. Red for Life said, get those movies out. You know me, mate. I mean, I'm all about the moves. I'll get them out, no problem. Boy, how are you, Anthony? I know you've been in the chat a long time, mate, but I don't think I've said hello tonight yet. Said, Craig, have you seen that Leicester have cooled their interest in Lallana and in favour of trying to bring in William Carvalho, and reports of Leicestershire Live are normally reliable? Now, bear my ignorance. Is this William Carvalho... Is that the dude that was at Sporting Lisbon that had a tash that moved somewhere else, that plays as like a central holding mid? Or am I getting this completely wrong by it? Am I thinking of the wrong person altogether? So, I wouldn't be surprised to see Leicester cool their interest in Lallana, because with Lallana you will get a very good player. You will get a player who'll bring a lot to the squad, but also he may have some injuries. So I wouldn't be surprised. But if it is the same William Carvalho, interesting. I thought he had moved recently enough though, and again I could be wrong on that. Joanne, thank you for the slice of birthday cake super sticker. You were always so kind. And your son's 6'6" as well, by the way. Monster of a young man, by the way. And a very nice young man as well, I should say. Right, Jack Ryan, thank you for the super chat, mate. Said, nah, is that you again, Jack? Wow, it's like €50 in super chats from Jack tonight. You absolute legend. I think Dembele's just too injury prone and his end product isn't great. He's a great dribbler, but that's really it. Yeah, see, on Dembele, he's not worth what Barcelona paid for him. I would definitely say that. I mean, €130 million, I think, something like that, when they bought him. I think they overpaid, but I think they were desperate. Like, they overpaid for Coutinho as well, there's no doubt about that, because they were desperate. They were under severe pressure. Neymar had gone up and left to go to Paris Saint-Germain, and Barcelona needed to appease their fans, so they went out and they splurged money on two good players, but players that weren't worth the amount that they paid for them. So Dembele, yeah, coming back from the ACL, or I think it was an ACL that he did, one of his tendons anyway, could be problematic, and it could well maybe take a half a yard off his pace. I don't know. Sometimes it's a case of players taking a while to start to trust their body again. His end product, well, we know too well. He missed the sitter at the new camp against us. They could have made it 4-0. Thankfully he didn't, and we went on, and we know what Divock Origi did, and history is what it is. But I don't know, mate. I think I wouldn't mind him, you know. I think I wouldn't mind him. I mean, if he still has his pace, if he trusts his body, the temperament has always been something that had worried me about Dembele, but I like to think that Jurgen Klopp wouldn't bring in any player to the club that, you know, he doesn't believe has the right mentality and the right attitude, because he's not going to want to destabilise the club. He's not going to want to destabilise the harmony or the harmonious nature that he's built into that changing room. There's anybody else, by the way? I know, boy, you won't say yes to this because you have the man at your club, but God, I miss Kolo Touré. I have to admit, I absolutely miss Kolo Touré. What a man. Every single time I looked at Kolo, I smiled, because the man is just one beaming ball of happiness and just brilliance. So you're very lucky, boy, to have him at the club as a coach, but what a man. I miss Kolo at the club. Werner's what we want, said a cat over on Hot Mic. Lucas said, nah, fuck it, with regards to Ousmane Dembele. He gets injured too much, said Craig's big balls. Kolo, 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 Touré, yeah. That's just somebody writing it in, so I have to sing it, you know what I mean? Soz. Definitely think Timo will be coming, said Limo Granby, this summer, 100%. When the player's hard to set on a move and Jurgen gets his target. James Pearce said it's only a matter of time. Did he? Really? Piercy? If Piercy said that, you can take that shit to the bank. Because if James Pearce does not, you know, say stuff that is not true, in my opinion, he is one of the best journalists and one of the most fun on Twitter as well. I mean, what a man James Pearce is. I had the pleasure of interviewing him actually for a podcast a few years ago, and He is just a really cool dude. He really is. Red for Life, thank you for the super sticker, mate. Very kind of you. Holding up cool. I don't know how I need one of them headbands though. Don't I, like the little super sticker dude had. Sorry Craig, Colo was pants. Yeah, but it wasn't about him playing, Rob. It was about him at the club and the impact he had in the changing room. That's what I'm talking about with Kolo Touré. I'm not saying that I miss Kolo Touré's defensive ability. I just miss Kolo Touré. Every time you seen him, he was laughing and joking with somebody. And every story that I'd heard and read about him being in and around the club, it was nothing but fun-filled, positivity. And I just fucking love the man. What can I say? I love Kolo Touré. Or as Boya said, Brendan Rodgers, doesn't he call him Colo or something? Doesn't he call him something weird, boy? He doesn't call him Colo anyway. Brian said, if Klopp and Edwards greenlight a deal, it could be any player and I'm happy to give them a chance. Their transfer record demands respect. Again, I absolutely agree with Mr. Morrissey on that one. Origi over on Hot Mike said, Bundesliga is probably going to be the first league back. Who do I support in the Bundesliga? Well, I wouldn't say support anybody, but like you, mate, I'll be fully on the Dortmund train. Definitely would be hoping for Dortmund to do well. And it'd be interesting to see if Haaland can keep that ridiculous goal scoring form going as well. As well, of course, keep an eye on Jadon Sancho and all developments there. But yeah, I just want football back. Like everybody else, mate. If it's German football, I'll be watching that and doing watch-alongs of that. Where will we be doing the watch-alongs? We'll do them on YouTube, but we'll also be doing them on Hot Mic. Don't forget, ladies and gents. Download that Hot Mic app. Put in the code Anfield as you see on the screen there. All capital letters. And if we get to 1700 before midnight tomorrow, I'll do a forfeit. What else have we got? He calls him Col. I'm sure he called him Cowlo. I'm absolutely positive I've heard him say Cowlo at some point. But what a man though, nonetheless, boy. Rob said, fair enough, he was a bundle of happiness. He was. He really was, man. Always made me smile. What have we got? Yo Mina, where is the tree? I don't know where to go with that, but it's over there to the left, mate. About 7 yards. No, the other way. There it is. There's the tree. Right, forfeit should be a Diet Coke shower. Are you fucking mad? Do you know how much a Diet Coke shower would cost? And there is no way on earth that I am wasting a can of God's own juice in a shower, mate, to wash myself with. That black nectar goes down my throat only because it is the nectar of the gods. Joanne said seamless again. Anfield Agenda WFM. I do like to slip in the little Hot Mic spiel every now and again because I know apart from anything else we've become friendly with the guys at Hot Mic and they've helped us out technically and we get to know them over the time and they're a great bunch of people behind the app and I feel like they don't need or want my sympathy, but I really do feel for them because they launched a brilliant product at possibly the worst time because of what happened. The product was launched, it was starting to build, they're getting great broadcasters on there. The app itself is amazing. It allows you to sync up air match commentary direct to your mobile device. You lower down your television after you hit the sync button. The sync button, by the way, listens to your TV to let you know what point of the game you're at. Even if you've paused it and gone for a pee, made a cup of tea, come back in, you can still hit that sync button, then lower down the volume of your television, and my commentary or whoever's commentary it might be will play through your audio device, whether that be your mobile phone, your soundbar, your tablet, and it replaces the boring commentary of normal. Like, there are some great football commentators, but I mean, I prefer fan commentary. I used to love the fan cam stuff that Sky did, or the fan, was it called fan cam? I think it was called fan cam, where they had fans commentating on the game. I used to love that. I thought that was brilliant. So if you like fan commentary, and I do play-by-play commentary of games, then please do download the Hot Mic app and put in that code Anfield as you see it on the screen, because you're not only helping us, you are helping a damn good company full of damn good people that are working their nuts off right now to, like the rest of us, to keep things ticking along. What do I think of the French League being cancelled? Yeah, like I touched on earlier on about UEFA, they're going to want to know why it was cancelled. They have given most leagues up until May 25th to kind of develop a plan as to, you know, what they or how they intend to proceed, if indeed they do intend to proceed. And they've also asked like leagues like the Dutch FA and now like the French league, why they cancelled, why they were so premature in the cancellation. So it'll be interesting to see how that one works out. Haaland is pronounced Haaland. Mate, I can't even pronounce Timo Werner, so the chances of me actually pronouncing Haaland's name correctly is it probably won't happen, Morton. I mean, I'll try, mate, because you've been so nice to let me know how it should be pronounced, but Haaland is much more Irish, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But Haaland, I thought it was actually Haaland. I thought it was an or in there, like in the pronunciation, like Haaland. No, Haaland. There we go. Right, my friend Side Hot Mike. What they said, Craig, they didn't fancy it. Casper, I think once games get going, mate, and you see the beauty of Hot Mike as a product for actual watch-alongs, it'll make a lot more sense than it does right now. What have we got? What are your thoughts on the Mertens links? I touched on it the other day, Liam. It makes no sense. So for people that don't know what Liam Kelly is talking about, there was an article that suggested that Liverpool are willing to offer Dries Mertens a 3-year deal. Dries Mertens is leaving Napoli, I believe, on a free at the end of this season. He's 32 years of age, and Connor, I think that he's 33 either next week or next month. So there is no way that we're going to give what will be a 33-year-old player a 3-year contract, mate. He's an excellent footballer, but I can't see it happening. And one of the reasons I can't see it happening is because right now, Liam, we're in contract negotiations with one of the best players at the club, one of the most consistent players at the club in Gini Wijnaldum. And he's heading 29, I think, heading to 30. And I think the sticking point in that contract is that he wants a 3-year deal. I believe he should get it, by the way. I mean, he thoroughly deserves it. And that's taken a bit of time. So I can't see any reason why we'd go and give a contract to somebody up to the age of 36 for Dries Mertens, who is a very good footballer, don't get me wrong, but it seems more of a Jose Mourinho signing than a signing that Jurgen Klopp would make, in my humble opinion. Ibrahim said Henderson is worth 40 million. He is priceless, mate. To me, he's priceless. I love Hendo. I'm so glad he's the captain of this football club, and I really do hope to see him do that Hendo shuffle while he lifts that Premier League trophy aloft. Right, do I watch League of Their Own? Not anymore. LFC for life. I used to, but I stopped. What have we got? Can you sing for us, Craig? I got a goal bridge to sing. Well, what do you want me to sing? My singing is terrible. And Mark sang, fair play. I always told, I like Mark. Mark's a good friend of mine. He's a really nice friend. I say good friend of mine, like we're not out every week having coffee or anything like that, but he's been very helpful towards me and always been a lovely fella. So yeah, I've nothing but respect for Mark Aldridge. Right, what else have we got? It's free, but it's priceless. Have an Anfield agenda on it, said Rob Shepherd. Exactly, mate. There you go. How do I feel about the Willian news? Said Harley Kendall. I don't think there is anything to it. Yes, he is a free agent at the end of this summer, and I will again repeat that to me, this seemed more of a Jose Mourinho type signing than a Jurgen Klopp signing. It's a bit different though, because I can see how Willian would fit in our system. He has the work rate, but I've also heard mixed reviews from Chelsea fans about him, so I don't know if that's because maybe he's moving on or if they're being genuine in those reviews, but I've always liked Willian as a player. How much he'd want wage-wise and what his signing-on fee would be, I don't know, but I would still rather we went out and got somebody like a Timo Werner, a Kai Havertz, on top of Timo Werner, or Timo Werner, somebody along those lines, if you get me. So for me, it would be a no on Willian, but a very good footballer. Arsenal are trying to tie Saka down to a new long-term contract to prevent him being tempted, said Harvey. He's definitely a player I think Liverpool should be trying to get, mate. I mean, he's going to go into next season, into the final year of his current deal with Arsenal, and I think there will be no shortage of clubs trying to get that kid over. I mean, I say kid, I think he's 18, 19 years of age. He looks like a tremendous talent, and I'd love him at Liverpool. I'm not even going to lie about it. I'm really interested to see, by the way, how Harvey Elliott develops next season. It's believed that he's going to try to sign a new improved contract over the summer. So looking forward to see his development next season as well. And I think that he will prove to be... I mean, apart from the fact he's already an excellent footballer, apart from the fact that he already wants to prove himself and has already played at 16 years of age in top division of English football with Fulham. He is a massive red and wants to prove himself at this club badly. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that works out, because I think Harvey Elliott could be an absolutely tremendous footballer. Curtis Jones I'm looking forward to seeing next season and in pre-season as well. Rhian Brewster I think will go on loan. Nat Phillips probably stay on loan. Marko Grujic, it'll be an interesting one what we do with him. Do the club look to sell, or do they bring him back? I don't know. Shaqiri I think will move on. Lovren, I'm starting to move back more on the fence, not because I don't want us to move him on. I think we should move him on. I just don't know if there will be clubs that will be able to spend the money for Lovren with the market that we're in. Harvey asks, should we keep Harry Wilson? I think that would depend on the value of any bid for Harry Wilson. So for me, if we were to get 25 million to 30 million for Harry Wilson, I would sell him, because as things stand, from what I've seen, and I have seen limited stuff with him at Bournemouth, I'm not going to lie, not enough to convince me that he would make it at Liverpool. But look, it is not my opinion that matters, it's Kloppo. So Harvey Elliott is worth more than Lingard. Well, Lingard is horrendous. I mean, even the most staunch Manchester United fan can't really defend Lingard. Like, he's not the greatest, to be fair. And Harvey Elliott will be a much better player than Jesse Lingard. Luke, I'm not touching that question with a barge pole, mate. Boya said it'll be hard to move players on this summer. I don't understand the comment from Rob Shepherd. For the money they get paid, just go on with it and finish the season. It's not forever. Yeah, nah, sorry, Rob. I love you, mate, but I can't agree with that comment. It does not matter how much money you get paid. That's irrelevant in this situation. Your health is your wealth. And all the money in the world is no good to any footballer if they were to get sick, mate, or if their family were to lose a loved one. So, yes, they get paid a lot of money, and they've earned that money, but I disagree that just get on with it. Health and safety has to be paramount. I mean, it has to be. Just from a human perspective, it has to be, mate. So I would disagree with you respectfully on that one, because I think, we've got to put player, officials, cameramen, camera women, everyone involved with the game. Safety has to be paramount. Right, look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call that one a night. I don't know if I have to do a forfeit or not. I've no idea where we are. Let me just check the hot mic number now while we're live to see if you guys got me or if I got away with it. Where are we? Sorry, we've got loads of notifications popping up on my phone right now. Broadcasters. Nope, no forfeit for Craigo. 24 short still, ladies and gentlemen. You do have 24 hours to do it. But look, regardless, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much again for coming on tonight, having some fun with us and not taking life too seriously. I'm sure our next stream will probably be Friday or Saturday. Keep an eye out. Make sure you've got those notifications turned on. If you haven't subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button as well. And again, download the Hot Mic app and put in the code Anfield, all capital letters, as you see on the screen. But the most important thing again is a massive thank you for your love and support. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, keep your family safe. Big hug to all of you guys. Thank you so much as always for the love, and we will talk to you all soon. Up the Reds.